Alpine's Hemp Company. Gummies, seltzers, syrups, and more. Treat yourself to the best.
Good evening and welcome into the Thursday, October 2nd edition of the WHKY News. I'm Rob Eastwood. We have news stories for you for this 10 o'clock news. Topping our news this hour, the Hickory Police Department is investigating a shooting that occurred at Glenwood Commons on Tuesday. A suspect has been arrested in the case. Hickory officers responded to Glenwood Commons shortly after 11 p.m. Tuesday to reports of a shooting. Officers arrived and found two victims suffering from apparent gunshot wounds. Both victims were treated and released from a local hospital. During the investigation, police learned that the suspect, 48-year-old Tyrone Lamont Clark of Newton, forcefully entered a known person's apartment and fired several rounds, according to police. The suspect then exited the apartment and fired additional rounds as he was leaving. He then left the scene prior to officers' arrival. Clark was taken into custody after a traffic stop Wednesday in Conover with the assistance of the Conover Police Department. Clark was charged with assault with a deadly weapon inflicting serious injury, 4 counts of discharging a weapon into occupied property, 1 count of first-degree burglary, 1 count of assault with a deadly weapon, 5 counts of discharging a firearm within enclosure to incite fear, and 1 count of misdemeanor crime of domestic violence. He was incarcerated at the Catawba County Detention Facility under no bond. A district court date was scheduled for Friday. The investigation is ongoing. If you have any information, you're asked to contact Investigator Peacock at dpeacock@hickorync.gov or call the Hickory Police Department at 828-328-5551. Also new at 10 o'clock, a man is charged with burning a building earlier today. 64-year-old David Lynn Earp of Stony Point was arrested today by Alexander County Sheriff's officers. He's charged with offenses including 2 felony counts of burning of an unoccupied commercial building and 2 counts of second-degree trespassing, along with a single count of damage to real property. Today at approximately 8 a.m., Alexander County 911 received a report of a fire at 610 Ruritan Park Road in Stony Point. Due to evidence suggesting it had been intentionally set, the fire marshal requested the assistance of the sheriff's office. Deputies responded to assist with the investigation. As a result, David Lynn Earp was arrested. He was jailed in the Alexander County Detention Center under a $125,000 secured bond. A district court date is scheduled for Monday. With details on a fatal crash earlier this week in Burke County, here's Ariana Mack.
Thanks, Rob. A man was killed in a crash Tuesday, September 30th in Morganton. The deceased is 29-year-old Jacob Honeycutt of Morganton. Shortly before 8 a.m. Tuesday, Morganton Public Safety was dispatched to the scene of a 2-vehicle head-on collision in the area of 417 Kirksey Drive in Morganton. Upon arrival, first responders found 2 vehicles with significant front-end damage and immediately began rendering aid. 2 individuals had to be extracted from the vehicles, sustained injuries, and were transported by ambulance to UNC Health Blue Ridge Hospital for advanced medical care. The driver of the Dakota, identified as Jacob Honeycutt, was pronounced deceased at UNC Blue Ridge in Morganton. The driver of the Ford Expedition was transported to UNC Blue Ridge and later transported to another medical facility. The cause of the crash is under investigation by the City of Morganton Public Safety Traffic Division. Both directions of traffic were temporarily closed for emergency operations and to allow crash reconstruction teams to assess the scene. Motorists were advised to seek alternate routes for the duration of the closure. Reporting for WHKY News, I'm Ariana Mack.
Thanks, Ariana, and condolences to the family of Mr. Honeycutt. Up next, people have been charged for the theft of water from fire hydrants in Hickory. David Cedrone reports on an advisory from the city related to this activity.
All right, thanks, Rob Eastwood. Catawba County Assistant DA Nancy Lee She has been awarded the recipient of the Law Enforcement Commendation and Medal by the Catawba Valley chapter of the Sons of the American Revolution. ADA Lee was presented the award by Catawba Valley chapter president Roy Lightfoot during a surprise ceremony on Friday, September 26. Lee was also presented with a flag flown over the state capitol building in Raleigh by fellow Assistant DA Kyle Smith. The flag was sent by North Carolina State Representative Mitchell Setzer. Nancy Lee is retiring at the end of 2025 after serving 30 years as an assistant district attorney. Lee has served across counties, including Burke, Caldwell, and Catawba. Her career started at the young age of 16, working as an intern in the DA's office, where her mother worked in the late 90s. Assistant District Attorney is quoted in saying, "It's been a grand 30 years. I've learned a lot and stressed a lot. I was born to do this job. My life has had some twists and turns, but in the end, I feel God has put me where I was supposed to be." Assistant District Attorney Lee has been a devoted advocate for justice, a voice for the voiceless, and a forerunner in prosecuting death by distribution drug cases. She started her career as a prosecutor back in 1995 in Caldwell County after receiving her undergraduate degree from University of Carolina at Chapel Hill and completed her law degree at North Carolina Central University in Durham. Congratulations, Assistant District Attorney Nancy Lee, from everyone here at WHKY on both your career and upcoming retirement. I'm David Cedrone for WHKY News.
Thanks, David. In today's crime report, Ariana Mack has details on the arrest of a man who was reportedly trespassing at an area flea market, and an Alexander County woman faces identity theft charges in Catawba County. In local sports, Jason Savage has Lenorine men's and women's soccer recaps. In Community Focus, I'll have a conversation with the executive director of a local recovery home that will be host to a free anniversary cookout this weekend. And Ariana Mack has a conversation about the American Legion Post 544 car show. We are on over-the-air TV every weekday at 5:30 and 10 p.m. on channel 14.2 and now live at 5:30 on the WHKY YouTube channel and at 10 o'clock on the WHKY Facebook page. We're also in multiple cable systems, including Compass in Morganton. I'm Rob Eastwood, and this is the WHKY News.